Leaving guilt behind is the ultimate breakthrough. So I always see women on their level up journey, on their personal development journey, wanting to become the next best version. That's what I do. I'm a transformational life coach, and I have been doing that for 7 years or more now, helping women get to the next level. And what I see today, like at this point on my journey, I have to say I have the privilege of being surrounded by other women who have really big dreams, like making six figures a year, six figures a month, like really on their way to their first million. And I am on that path too. So I'm at a point where I can see that most of the time, when a woman like you, like me, has done a lot of work before, probably coming from some kind of turbulent background, things happen like in all of our lives, right? It is nothing special that those things happen, like parents die, maybe children die. I've seen that too. I've had the privilege of helping people go through those times or being by their side through those times, parents dying, children dying, overcoming sickness, things like cancer, things like that, right? I have seen people who have overcome extraordinary things and continue to thrive, meaning getting healthy again, getting their joy back. That is a huge success, right? Being a joyful human being is a huge success. So people getting their joy back. And I just had a conversation with a woman inside a membership. Um, and she has overcome many amazing things. But what I want to say or share with you in this video is that what I see is that many times, if we have done so much inner work to overcome life's toughest terrains, life's toughest challenges, yet come out on the other side of the journey successful. And with successful, I mean still alive, still joyful, healthy, and still loving. And on that path, you have gained so much knowledge, wisdom, understanding, tools, techniques, right? Most of the women that I talk to in this conversations are certified either doctors, nutritionists, psychologists, right? Experts in their field, and many times experts in the field of health. That's also my personal background, or experts in the field of business, anything that has to do with business, project management, legal, business, sales, right? There, for me, that's kind of the world that I'm in, like creative businesses. So arts and design, health, like yoga, nutrition, psychology, things like that, or business. Like that's my intersection. And this woman, she has all these accolades in health, psychology, life coaching. The last vestige, that's what I would say at this point that I am at, is that most of the time, the biggest or last block, last, maybe they're continuous, but I think that's a huge one, a huge glass ceiling to break through, is leaving the guilt, the survivor's guilt. There's a name for that, right? The survivor's guilt behind. And what that means is that you have climbed your way to speak in analogy, right? To speak in symbols, to understand it for all of us easily, is to, yeah, like you have climbed from wherever you have been, the bottom of the mountain, if you want to say it like that. You have climbed from the bottom of the mountain to all the way to the top. Yeah, what most people forget is that this journey has been painful, has been life-threatening, literally life-threatening at times. You have bruises, your heart is bruised, but you mustered up like this internal spirit of resilience, of courage, of faith, of the joy for life. Like you have pulled it up from the depth of your being to continue to climb up to the mountain. That's what it is, right? I like this analogy, but another analogy that I love so much is really coming out of the pits of the underworld, coming from the abyss, okay, coming from the darkness. Yes. So even though, like, I know I say very funny, and I think it is funny, but that's real life, right? People coming from the darkest place, climbing their way up, bleeding, bleeding, bruised, as I said. The funny thing about this world is that we don't see that. We all want to cover those things up, all the marks, all the blood, all the hard work, mental, emotional hard work. Most of the time, it's the inner world work, right? Not too many people climb up the mountain literally, but the everyday life that we want to master in order to be on top of our game. That's the path. That's the journey. So we're bruised. We have done all this work, like our fingernails are like broken off and down to the skin. I'm talking about this woman. If that's you, welcome. If you're ready to go on this journey, come. I'll take you, right? Um, but really, like I like to have the jokes within, like I'm gonna keep them in. But that kind of woman to really put the crown on our head or on her head, it takes to break through the guilt of surviving all of the mental fuckery, all of the emotional bullshit, and to stand on top of your game. That is literally becoming the queen of your life, the empress. Here, over here in my empire, it is called Empress. Yes. So that's what we do over here. We climb up the mountain to live our life to the highest extent. And I want to say that I want us to, you, me, the other women around me, leave the guilt behind. Please celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. And now comes another very important addition is celebrate yourself in front of the world, not only in your room when you're happy and you're dancing because you made the sale or because you finished that next certification or you went through this very turbulent time in your own life or you helped a client or many clients to break through, reach their goals, right? Celebrate out loud. Let's make it a habit over here in my empire, right? To celebrate out loud. Leave the guilt behind. Leave the guilt behind that keeps you from showing up, celebrating. I want you to celebrate. I want you to brag. I want you to, I want you to just be proud because you have come to the top of the mountain. You are a survivor. You are. And then please let's leave the guilt. It's the guilt. The guilt of, and now let's talk about the real things coming from the metaphor to the real deal. Because what it takes most of the time, and what I'm talking to, that's my kind of woman, right? You're radiant. You're shiny. And your shining is beautiful. You're a beautiful woman. Many women are actually scared to celebrate their beauty out loud because people will hate them, judge them, right? Judge them for their beauty. And also daring to say, I want to be beautiful and I am going to climb up the mountain of beauty, because beauty is first God-given, but then after a certain age, let's be real, a woman that is over 30 or over 35 and is still beautiful, that takes work. That takes self-care, discipline, knowledge. Many times it's just a lot of knowledge, it's intelligence, right? That goes into maintaining a beautiful body, a beautiful skin, and all of that. It's work. So there is the beauty mountaintop. If you are beautiful, celebrate yourself. I don't want you to be timid. I don't want you to be fake. I hate that shit. To be fake, humble. No, I want you to feel yourself. It's not the most important thing in life. No, it's not. But it's important. So be proud. Be proud. Be real. Authenticity, for me personally, many people think authenticity is showing up the way I look right now. I don't look too cute, but for me, authenticity is confidence. Authenticity is is radiance. Authenticity is magnificence. Like authenticity for me is not no shy, ugh. No, that's not authenticity. No. Authenticity is being like, yeah, that's me, right? That's me too. And authenticity also means, if you watch my other videos, it's like saying, oh yeah, I fucked up, but I'm going to show up. I'm here. That's both authenticity. Authenticity is greatness. That's authenticity. I think many people get it wrong. Authenticity is not saying like, yeah, I'm full of flaws. Yes, we are all full of flaws. I'm full of flaws. Yeah, we are. But we are also amazing. And I want you to own your amazingness. Again, if you're beautiful, it took work. Be proud of yourself. Show yourself. Yeah, be happy. Let it enjoy. Like it's not superficial at all. To maintain your beauty in a world that wants to take you under, beauty is worth celebrating. And it is. That's why we all are obsessed with beauty, because we love to look at beautiful women, because it is somehow supernatural. It is divine to be a beautiful woman in everyday normal society. Like, how is she doing that? How is she maintaining all her beauty rituals, her exercise, her skin routine, her hair routine, and getting her nails done and all of that? Oh, that takes time, money, preparation. It's somehow superhuman, it's divine, it's godlike. Yeah, let's celebrate beauty, because it takes intention to to do that. So please, let's celebrate it. Beauty is not superficial. I think is super dope to be a beautiful woman and to admit that you want to be a beautiful woman. The next thing is intelligence, right? Showcasing your intelligence. Instead of saying, like, I had that. To be honest, like, I had all of those insecurities before, because people want to. Today I know what it is. It's a psychological tactic to dim your light. Other people will want to pull you back down if you are shining too bright. No, that is not going to happen over here. Okay? So other people will want to dim your light if you're shining too bright, whether it is your beauty, right? People are going to throw dirt at you, like in terms of energy. Hopefully not literally, but that probably happens too. I mean, come on. I've heard stories, and maybe you've heard those too, that beautiful women in certain countries, um, when they're too beautiful and their husband is too jealous, they get like acid in their face. Like that just comes to mind. That's how much people know how powerful beauty is. And if you want to destroy somebody's life, you take away their beauty. It's horrible, it's horrific. But that is how powerful beauty is. The same thing goes with intelligence, especially as a woman, right? if you're sharp. It didn't just come by accident. You got to stay sharp. Staying sharp, I just thought about that this week as well. Staying sharp, right? Just like a knife or like a pencil, right? I'm thinking about those two images when I think about staying sharp. You stay sharp, or an axe, right? Like that's even a like a personal development analogy. You gotta take time to sharpen your axe again in order if you want to take down this big tree, right? So staying sharp, it doesn't just happen like that. It is work. It is mental training, right? Everybody's talking about mental health. Absolutely, 100%. I'm fully on the boat with that. But um, it takes mental training. It takes mental exercise. You got to stay sharp. That means you got to engage with life, with things. Mental sharpness, it doesn't just come by accident. So if you have that, celebrate yourself. You have climbed to the top of the mountain. So I want you to celebrate yourself because it wasn't easy, right? No imposter syndrome over here. I want you to leave that guilt behind and I want you to celebrate your beauty, your intelligence. Number three, I want you to celebrate your ability. Now, come on. That's church. Like, yes, welcome to the church. I'm going to give it to you. And number three is celebrate yourself if you're still able to love. Yes, you heard me right. If you're still able to love, you have made it to the top of the mountain because most people lose their ability to love. Let's be real. Love is not a thing in survival mode. Love is not a thing in survival mode. And in order to love, to stay open-hearted, to keep your heart open, you know what that takes? All. It takes everything. It takes self-awareness. It takes most of the time, it takes therapy. It takes transformational life work. That's what I do, right? And I know what it took me. And again, I'm over here, I'm all about bragging. So I will say it again just to remind myself and to remind you, it took me 100,000 euros, right, to get to this point where I can fully stand on my business, right? Where I can stand on what I've accomplished without being guilty, right? I don't feel guilty to have been so selfish to go for my dreams and to acquire all this knowledge, to build up my business, to get the teachers, the mentors, the workshop, the trainings, the the healing work. My brand is called Healing into Femininity. For me, it's like that's exactly what it is. It's like breaking open your heart and to de-armor, right? That's one word, to de-armor your heart from all of the survival mechanisms that keep you from showing love, but also receiving love. And the ability to show love is the ability to create abundance. That's it. That's it. So if you are still able to love, really pure love, love your people, love your customers, love your business, love life, amidst all the darkness in the world, amidst all the pain and the suffering, you have certainly climbed to the top of the mountain. So I want you to let go of all the guilt that you have now made it. And other people are still suffering because that's what it's about. We're guilty to celebrate our fun and our joy and our success and our beauty and our intelligence because we think, oh, I can't do that because there's so many people still suffering. Yeah, that's true. But you have done your work. You have done your work and you have done the work in order to stand on solid ground. So now you continue to build and then eventually, and that's going to happen, probably you're going to turn around at some point and you're going to help other people to climb that mountain too. You're going to help other people to climb that mountain too. So you don't have to feel guilty. If you have a pure heart, you will give back. But you will only really unfold the radiance that other people want to see. I learned that from another mentor that I had, like Marie Forleo to be exact. I heard that from her and I like it stuck with me from her, right? Sometimes you got to have different mentors and some things sometimes they stick different from a different person. So what she said was people actually love like celebrating a star. People love beauty. That's why we love Beyonce, Rihanna, and all of those people, right? Like we love those people because they shine. Like I am heavily 100,000 from the beginning influenced by those divas, right? From Whitney Houston to like those women that I looked up to from when I was a little girl. I was looking at the stars, and that's why they are called stars because they shine. And we got to shine too. And I'm saying that to you. If you're that woman and you up until now have felt guilty because you didn't want to outshine other people or you were still feeling guilty because other people around you are suffering, no. I want you to let that go. It's the last barrier to your exponential like visibility, radiance, influence, wealth, money, health. Let go of that guilt. Let go of the guilt and show your love. If you're still able to love, show your love, build your business with that love, build your relationships with your love. All of that, I think that's the biggest treasure of life, to keep your heart open. So beautiful. And while I'm saying that, there is a little bird, and I think that was a like a spirit guide confirmation. And the last thing is if you're cracking the code and or if you've cracked that code of making money, I want you to share that, right? And I think it should be like that's a very nuanced conversation. All of it, everything that I'm saying is a whole nuanced conversation within itself. Because especially for my Black people or my Black and brown people, we love to brag. Like I'm big on bragging as well. But many times we like Black and brown people, we love bragging in a materialistic way as well. I'm not at all against that, but sometimes it can lead to stupid financial decisions. That is not going to create financial prosperity. That is not necessarily going to create like a sustainable business. It's not going to create financial legacy or generational wealth if you are like only investing or actually spending your money on bragging. Like we have to check that too. It's cool. We love nice things. Me too. Absolutely. But that's the kind of nuance that I wanted to give to my Black and brown people. White people don't do it too much, but you deserve it too. Like I know I have worked. I've worked with all kinds of people, Black, brown, white, man, all of that. And yeah, that's one thing that I realized. White people many times have a problem with bragging. Like their subconscious money belief is more on the low key, which is many times it can be smart, right? But some people want to live that life too. They want to have the cars, and many times that's their hidden money block that they don't dare to actually flaunt their money. So I want you over here, I want you to flaunt everything you've got, right? I want you to flaunt it when it's appropriate. Because while I'm saying that, you can hear like there's so much nuance even in the people around me. That's why I have so many different perspectives, which is a huge privilege. But sometimes, yeah, it has to force me to give nuance to the message. Because I just heard from one friend of mine who is he's a dolmetscher. I think I don't know, is that an English word? He's a translator, and he works with a lot of people from South America. And in many countries, I mean, that's also what we know, especially as Africans or South Americans, or if you live in a country where there's a dominance of poverty and where like there's this huge gap, many times when you are too flaunting, right, living in the gated community and things like that, people sometimes of more criminal and poverty background, they will maybe come and they will kidnap you. That's real as well. But I think I'm not talking about those people, but be mindful of that too. If you travel to certain countries, I wouldn't flaunt. I definitely wouldn't flaunt. Like I wouldn't walk around with my Rolex on if you don't have security or something in the midst of a ghetto. Like I wouldn't do that, right? I know, like it's a little sidetrack this message, but let's keep it in. But I want you, and overall, I want you to have an inner attitude of actually flaunting what you have, your body, your beauty, your intelligence, right? The love you have. And this also, not only the love in terms of giving it to somebody, but this enthusiasm, right? Just, I know that I have it, right? The enthusiasm, the love in your eyes, the sparkle, the glitter. Many people don't dare to show that because it makes them vulnerable. So many people don't dare to show their excitement because they think they're going to get hurt. Because if somebody knows that you're excited about something, maybe somebody's going to come and sabotage you, or they're going to give you the evil eye. All my people, all my cultured people, we are so afraid of the spiritual attacks. I stand above the spiritual attacks. That's my opinion to it. That's why that's a huge topic exactly for what I'm saying here, right? Many times people from like Oriental, Black, African, like all of the more traditional native cultures, not the European culture, um, like we're afraid of the hate, the jealousy, right? The evil eye, the negative projection, the curses, the spells that other people put on us. But I say if you're radiant, if you're a light being and you're so radiant and you've done the work and it comes from a pure place, from a pure source, right? You can shine your light and you're going to be protected. Okay. Don't be foolish. Again, like don't walk around in the ghetto or in a literal, very poor country with all of the flaunting. I wouldn't necessarily do that because it can actually get you kidnapped. It's true. But overall, where you feel safe and in the moderation where you feel safe, show what you've got. Show your intelligence, right? You've got the message. I think you've got the message. And I hope you also got the nuance. Like in general, it is about the mindset of being open about it, not hiding. Don't hide. You don't have to feel guilty for all of the work that you put in. Again, let's go back to the analogy of the mountain. You have come far. You have come far. Look at where you started, right? That's the whole like started from the bottom, now we're here analogy, right? So look at where you started from and what you've done. It is not nothing. So I want you to celebrate yourself and I want you especially to dare to shine your light so other people can't find you because that's the whole thing. Again, I'm dropping another picture, another analogy, another symbol, but it's so clear. It's a lighthouse effect, right? You have to radiate the light so other people in the dark can find you. Okay, so that's really a message from the heart. I am shining my light. I dare to shine my light so you can find me. And if you want help with building your business, building your confidence, building your clarity, building your pedestal, building your YouTube channel, like all of that, let me know in the subscription box or what is it, the link down below. And also come into my membership. This is where we discuss all of these things more in depth. If it feels right, come in, work with me. And yeah, because I truly believe that we can only we can only illuminate the world if everybody, each and everybody, I believe in the individual's work. There's no collective salvation. I don't believe in that. You have to do the work, and I'm talking to you. You have done the work. Today, that was a message to you. You've done the work. So I want you to radiate because it's necessary. This is how you are going to create the change you want to see in the world. Okay, so that's it for now. So much love. And until then, stay dangerous.